Welcome back into the ASUG News Studio. We are broadcasting live from the SAP Business Objects User Conference. And we are in our studio, which is sponsored by Optimal Solutions, a great friend of the ASUG News family here. And once again, Elliott Garofalo is back in the studio. Welcome back.
Thanks. I feel like a guest host.
This is like a second home for you, I think. So Elliott is the Senior Vice President at Optimal, and he's going to be talking to us today about some analytics, some HANA stuff. But at the core, when we talked at annual conference Sapphire Now this year, we talked about the Optimal Labs, which is a really cool offering that you guys have. And maybe we'll start there and talk about actually what you found, what's changed a little bit since then, what you're seeing. So first off, for those who do not know, what is the Optimal Labs?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Optimal Labs is a customer-facing solution center out of our corporate office in Dallas. Really, it's a proof of concept center. It's somewhere where we can take all of the new products from SAP and really develop innovative solutions and ideas with our clients or potential clients, where we set up. We have over 4 HANA devices in our solution center, with over 40 SAP systems tied to it, along with analytics, along with EPM, along with mobility, Fiori, all 25 Fiori apps, Lumira, you name it. Everything is up in HANA Labs, and what we do is our clients convert their data into our appliance.
What data?
Whatever business case they're looking to solve, whether it's financial, whether it's sales order data, whatever the case may be.
Real stuff.
Their data.
Okay.
Yeah, we take a subset of their data, we convert it into our HANA appliances, and with all the different systems tied to it, we can go in and get creative and innovative. What problem are we trying to solve? And we benchmark all the success and the business case coming out of it, and there's no disputing it because it's their data and it's tangible for them. It's not, it's not dummy SKUs or fake financial data. It's something they can relate to, that they know the process will work.
You just mentioned a couple applications that most people are just starting to get to know. You guys are, how are you doing that? I mean, how are you getting way out there? I mean,
Sure.
what's the plan?
Well, SAP's recognized the investment we've made in Optimal Labs, and Optimal's always been considered, a true cutting-edge technology partner in the SAP ecosystem. And so we have agreements with SAP that allows us to really, anytime that they have a product that goes to release, we have it up and running in labs within 30 days.
3-0?
3-0, yeah. So we have it up and running, and our solution teams are the first ones to be on it, training and working it, and it gives us an advantage as well, that it gives us our customers an opportunity to see it before anyone else as well. So
totally. All right. So when we talked at annual conference, it was predominantly about HANA and how that was working.
Yeah,
you've seen some changes. You were telling me.
We have, and our clients are getting such demand internally with regards to innovative agendas that they're trying to push from their internal business units, and SAP's responding with this plethora of products through acquisitions and new that they're taking to market, and it's become now you have strong innovation being pushed, and it's driving very complex ideas, and you're layering in all these different SAP products, and it's getting tough to figure out, what do I do? What's the path look like? What is this? How does it play with this? And so it's created a great opportunity for system integrators, ones that know have the breadth and the bandwidth to be able to work with the clients to say, here's how you do it, here's how it all pieces together. But what we're finding is that the traditional ways that we used to sell SAP, which was, let's go do a discovery, let's show up and do a demo of SAP.
Right.
You buy the product and you move forward. Those days are over. What we're seeing now is the proof of concept, a pilot, is the new demo. And that's what they want to see. They want to be able to see it, feel it, touch it, understand it's going to work before they ever take an opportunity to risk rolling it out to the enterprise. And so that's what we're seeing. So that's why Labs was such a big investment for us, and why we did it, because we saw that trend coming, and now it's coming to fruition, and we're not doing many demos anymore. It's all joint proof of concepts and proofing out that these solutions are going to work and how.
So if the proof of concept is the new demo, how many of your competition is doing this? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah, well,
People
hopefully
are
not
still-
many.
Yeah, I was going to say, people are still using probably slides and demos to do
Sure,
that. So
yeah.
do you guys feel like you have an advantage out there?
We do, and and it was a conscious decision to make those types of investments. Again, it's something that's expected of us from SAP, and so, but it also adds tremendous amount of value and mitigates a lot of risk to our clients, and that's the most important thing.
Yep.
Is as these solutions get more complex, as these business problems and these use cases that you keep hearing about at these shows have never been done before.
Right.
Nobody's done them in SAP before.
Right.
And so, to have that ability to go and do a proof of concept and show that it works with your data mitigates a lot of risk, makes everybody feel better, and they move forward and continue to expand the investment they've made in SAP.
So how does one lucky company get to be invited to the Optimal Labs?
Yeah, there's a couple of different vehicles to get there.
Okay.
Right now, predominantly, most of it's coming from nominations from the SAP account executives out in the field, the licensed account executives who, the clients are saying, well, yeah, we'd like to buy the licensing, but we really want to see how it works.
Right.
We're not going to take your word for it. And so they're getting nominated and driven over to Optimal so that we can do these proof of concepts. Our account executives out in the field are encouraging clients to come in. And the best part about it is, I would say 90% of these proof of concepts we're doing are at no cost to the client.
Wow.
Other than their time and their expense to come to Dallas.
Right.
We dedicate the teams there to proof it out and help them build the business case. And in return, obviously they look to us for the implementation.
What types of are we talking analytics here? What types of things are really the hottest things right now where you're getting the most questions about?
Still a lot of HANA, but also a ton around analytics, mobile analytics, and as well as some of the new stuff. With the user experience stuff, we're seeing a lot right now. Fiore's been blowing up with regards to requests that they want to see it. They want to see how it works. And so we've brought up all 25 Fiore apps. We have running in labs live that our clients are coming in, picking 2 or 3, whether it's time and expense management or sales, reporting, and doing a proof, seeing how it works, and they're getting these things deployed quickly.
Wow. And you said 30 days, that you guys are within 30 days of GA?
Yeah.
That you guys...
Yeah, and sometimes stuff that isn't released yet either, GA, we'll get access to, being one of the larger VARs.
Right.
We do get access to it, and we'll bring it up and really help drive folks to that ramp-up program for SAP.
So are these customers also looking for hard benchmarking data? I mean, I'm sure they can probably see if there's a HANA implementation that goes right, it's days to seconds, or
Sure.
How do they want to see that benchmarking?
They want to see a few different things. It really depends on what you're looking at from a product perspective, but it isn't just the speed, but the efficiency is big. But they also want to see what's the business process efficiency. Right. Am I freeing up my folks to do more value-added activities other than focusing on trying to generate this report?
Right.
So we benchmark it as much as we can, both hard and soft dollars from a return on investment standpoint. And that's one of the deliverables coming out of these proof of concepts, is not only did it work, but here's how much it's going to cost you to move forward, and here's what you're going to get in return. And so the whole idea is to accelerate that time to value. If you just tried it on your own in your in a sandbox, in your IT room.
Who's typically coming down? I imagine if there's some technical people, but do business people come down as well? And they're like,
yeah, what we're seeing, and this is the best part, is what we're seeing is, I'd say 80% of the participants in the proof of concepts are from the lines of business.
Wow.
They're not IT people. You'll have 1 or 2 representatives there just to make sure that they understand how it's going to fit into the infrastructure of the products and the landscape. But it's all business process discussions. It's all design thinking, and it's true innovation of how are we going to solve a business process scenario that we've never tried to do in SAP before. And whether that's extending it out to a mobile device, whether it's a new type of reporting or dashboard, or it's a different way to do planning and consolidations and forecasting. So the true, the value in it is it's all being driven by the business now. And that's where the innovation's coming from. Innovation doesn't come from the IT room.
Right.
It comes from the business trying to solve a particular business problem.
And their eyes, I'm sure you've probably seen it. when they get in there and they can see we can do this. I mean, that must be pretty cool for you guys to see that.
It is. It's very rewarding, and and it's a waterfall effect too, because then they start seeing this innovation and they go, wow, if we can do that, well, I bet you we could also do this, and we can do this and this. And what it does is again, it allows them to lower their total cost of ownership of SAP by maximizing the value of what they spend and accelerating that time to value for the investment.
Because underlying all of it, I think you mentioned, is business processes will change for the better. That's change management, but I'm sure this is a good kind of change management coming out of there.
It is. These end up being a lot more education processes as well of this is really what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah, well, there's a better way to do it.
Right. Like a realization of what
Yeah,
they're doing now.
yeah, a realization of this really isn't very efficient, and we can do it better. And so, you have to have the right people in the room that can think outside the box and say, how could I improve the way I do my job every day? And those are the types of people you look for to bring into those lab sessions, and because the output is phenomenal when that happens.
So last question, and then I will let you go. Is the demand outpacing the supply that you guys can? I mean, you're getting a lot of demand for people trying to come in and.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have,
Yep.
but it is a problem, and there's only so many customers we can take at one time into labs simultaneously. So yeah, it is. We're slotting people in and getting schedules built out, but the demand is there, and there isn't a client out there from an SAP perspective that doesn't want to talk about HANA, knows that they have to migrate to a newer version of analytics or EPM, or I don't think there's a client out there, an SAP customer out there that says they love the user interface.
Right.
Right, and so Fiori and Lumira and these products are changing the game. That SAP doesn't have to look clunky and over-engineered. It can look like a web page. It can look like this, and so that's really the exciting piece now. Is there's a whole new market there from an SAP customer perspective to be thinking about.
Well, great having you in again, and thank you very much for sponsoring us. We really appreciate it. To Courtney and I and Craig, we love having you guys here and working with you, so I look forward to more.
I always say, you can always count on Optimal. This is the best news team. Your group, the professionalism, what you guys do is a huge benefit to the entire ecosystem, and the content that you guys push out is valuable to everybody, and we truly appreciate the work you guys do.
Great. Well, thanks again for coming in, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you in future broadcasts.
Guest star. I'm going to be a guest star.
You're going to have your own show, actually. Stay tuned. We up next, we got the Developer Wars coming in to talk about last night, and we'll be wrapping up later today. All these videos will be online on ASUG TV YouTube page next week. We really appreciate you watching.